Welcome, you're in the middle of our podcast. Say hello, introduce yourself.
Wait, hold on 1 second, guys.
Outtakes. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Destiny and Chill podcast, where you can get your latest Destiny news, current events, and hopefully some factual information. I'm your host, Hadron.
jgrhode, keeping it raw dog and real.
BrewCens, not keeping it raw dog and real.
Big Kino here. Hi, it's GaleGhost.
Hey everybody, it's Irish.
Alright, so we'll just start right in the current events. We happen to be doing a strike right now, but the flashpoint is on EDZ. The Nightfall is Sabbathun's song with the same modifiers. You've got momentum, so you need to move to heal, and you also have the Time Warp anomalies. So that was like 2 weeks ago. You guys think that they're doing repeats so fast for a reason?
No, but I don't like it.
I was wondering.
I'm sure they still haven't fixed that.
Yeah, that was my point. I was thinking that they probably didn't fix some of the bugs, so they don't have too many choices of unglitched strikes.
Yeah.
I think we're doing the PlayStation exclusive strike here right now. I just got pulled. I'm okay. I'm okay.
What the fuck?
That's what happened to me.
These guys have been failing normal strikes for like the last 20 minutes.
Destiny blew me better than anyone ever could.
Oh my god, I just got blown off again.
Alright, well you deserve it. Alright, come on guys, I can't keep resing you forever. We got a podcast to do here.
Destiny, blow me.
For all you audio listeners, we highly recommend that you come check us out on YouTube. It's on my channel, Hadron.
Check out our 6 skills. Nunchuck
Alright.
skills.
I wasn't able to find the raid order yet, so TBD, but I'm pretty sure the challenge is going to be pools based on the order it was before that. Okay, so Iron Banner ended yesterday. Did you guys participate? Get everything that you hoped for?
Not enough.
Yes and no. I played quite a bit. I probably got like 400 tokens, 500 tokens maybe. I didn't play for 4 days, so that's quite a bit. And I just grind for the gear. I don't care about the guns or the weapons much. And opening those Ingrams, it's kind of shitty. You don't get a whole lot of gear drops. It's a little disappointing for having so many tokens, but it's still one of my favorite game modes, so it's worth it.
Yeah, both Iron Banner weeks came at bad times for me, where I was gone for at least part of the week, so I had minimal play time. I probably only got maybe 3 days worth of doing my challenges. I was able to get 2 Titan pieces.
Yeah, it goes back to that, doing big events on holiday weeks. Do you play more? Do you play less?
Yeah, I think all of us played less. Or at least the majority of us.
Yep.
But I guess that's what happens when you're adults and you gotta go to Thanksgiving with the family.
Yeah, I'm only missing 1 piece of gear on my Warlock, and that's it. Just the helmet.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I only got the helmet on my Warlock.
Yeah, I've gotten like nothing. I played a decent amount.
I'll trade you all the dupes I have for your helmet.
The good news is,
And a holographic Charizard card.
oh, I want
I'll
one of
take
those.
it.
The good news is that the gear should be staying, and what they're adding is going to be the what are those called?
Ornaments?
The things you had ornaments. There we go. You add ornaments to your gear, so it'll look a little bit different. But I think the gear sets are going to stay the same. At least that's the idea right now. So one thing we talked about last podcast was Callus Challenge Mode. We were able to do that right after we did the podcast, actually. So what do we think about how that went?
I thought it was probably the hardest challenge mode. Did we one time it? I forget.
No, we took a few
yeah.
tries.
Took a few tries. We got it, but it was probably the hardest of the challenges we've ever done. Still not that hard.
This looks much worse than I was
Yeah, it's not
imagining.
too hard, but definitely, I agree. I think it's the hardest one of the three.
Hard mode.
This forces you to do multiple phases.
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
extends the fight longer, which it leaves you more open to errors. So
Right, do Callus like you're at 290 light.
So that's it for current events. I think there was a big bit of news released today. So Bungie was going to do a third live stream tomorrow to cover the Curse of Osiris again, and they just went up and canceled it. They posted a tweet with an official message. So they said, tomorrow we plan to conduct a final stream prior to the launch of Curse of Osiris to show off some of the weapons and armor, and the expansion includes. Instead, we're investing all our efforts in driving high priority information of Destiny 2. So I think a lot of this is really how the streams have been received, so they really didn't want to have another one that was received poorly, especially after the whole EA controversy thing that happened, about a week ago. So the wording is a little strange, but they said you'll hear from studio leadership about the assessment of Destiny. They'll talk about the goals of the game going forward, and you'll also learn about how we are reacting to your feedback and some game updates that will arrive in the next couple weeks. So the question is, what does that mean? Are they playing with words there, or do you think that they just had to come up with something quick?
I think they came up with something quick.
yeah, I think they're panicking a little bit.
All of the family members of those who were on the podcast told them to stop. Like all of ours are doing now.
So let's stop playing
think-
Destiny?
The two
Stop the podcast.
No,
streams.
stop the podcast.
Stop the podcast?
I think the
Gotcha.
the streams so far
God, you're
have
slow
been
as
just
fuck
too
tonight.
underwhelming. So they were like, probably just a waste of time at this point to make a third one. We could have just probably made one live stream for all that content. It would have been so much better because you wouldn't have to waste so much time showing off each little detail. So it'll be more of a surprise for the players when they finally get to play with Osiris.
Yeah, I think we already determined that these streams are for the hardcore fan base that looks on Reddit every day. And if you looked at how they were being received, no one on Reddit was really sticking up for them there.
The scouts I sent are the best in the militia.
I have to say this: those streams are the worst streams ever put together. I did not enjoy them one bit. And it's not for lack of content or lack of whatever. I just felt like they were unenthusiastic. It's almost like they knew they were going to get their asses chewed out no matter what way they presented this in front of the internet.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree with that, especially on the last one. The second one I thought was pretty awkward at some points.
Yeah, and I think what happened was it was what they were presenting, right? So knowing your audience is sort of key when you're doing these things. And if the audience doesn't want to hear about new content, they'd rather hear about some of the fixes for the things that they've been complaining about for the last few months. So the question is, are they going to be handling this? So in place of the live stream, they're going to actually put up a blog post. Are they going to address some of the end game problems that people have been mentioning?
Yes, I think they will.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. The nice thing about the blog post is that Bungie does a very good job of wording their blog posts and, not making themselves look bad. So I think that will work in their favor without doing the live stream and just doing a blog post that they can edit and put the right content into it. I think it'll work much better for them.
Yeah, I think their Marcon team did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, personally, I like it better. I didn't even really want to see the gear. I think it's better to find it out in game. So I'm kind of happy they canceled the last one.
Yeah, I agree. I don't, when do you show, like, if you start showing everything and everyone knows about it ahead of time, then they're going to be even less excited when they have
They
to
even
do it.
mentioned showing like the raid lair gear, which is just ridiculous. Like they've never shown raid gear before.
Yeah.
Right, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
and we've got. Here's what Luke Smith said before they decided to cancel. He tweeted this out. Additionally, I will also be answering some questions about addressing community feedback that we've been getting since launch. And they said
This
that they would
Flashpoint is
detail
going,
this
guys.
next week. So, I guess the theory points that they're going to cover some of these items that people are complaining about. So that's hopeful. I'm hopeful that they'll address some. And you know what? Maybe canceling the live stream was a good idea from their standpoint. You know, if no one's happy with it, why have them in the first place? All right. So there's a couple other.
Agreed.
There's a couple other news items. So there's an XP controversy that we touched on last week. As a reminder, basically, during the Clarion call, people weren't getting as many bright engrams as they thought, and that's because they thought that they were being throttled on how much XP they could earn. And basically, they would say, I was doing a public event, I earned 15,000 XP, and my bar moved up about none. So Bungie actually addressed this, and they confirmed that they were changing XP amounts depending on the activity. So Crucible and Raids got extra XP, and things that you could quickly repeat, like Lost Sectors and public events, got less experience. And they decided that it wasn't good, so they decided to cancel that. And I think everyone was happy for a moment. The bad news was the story didn't end. So it used to be 80,000 XP to level up, and they changed it to 160,000, essentially doubling the amount of time. Now the theory is that doing public events, it's still faster to level up, but if they basically halved the effectiveness of doing raids and Crucible.
Yeah, it's
So what do you guys think?
ridiculous.
Is this a big deal or is it not a big deal?
I mean, if they
I
would have
think
did
it's
it,
only a big deal because of the way the loot box controversy is still going right now. Because since they are throttling your XP gains, it's kind of like everyone's basically thinking that they did this so that they can get more people buying bright engrams. Since they aren't gaining enough, they're hoping people will just buy more bright engrams instead. And then
What does
making
what does
the
buying them
XP
even
bars
do for you,
doubled.
though?
Nothing. That's the weird part. Like, it feels like just tagged on. There's no reason to buy bright engrams. There's nothing worth it in the bright engrams. So it's just weird. The entire loot box
Crossland.
system in Destiny 2 is just weird.
Yeah, I haven't felt the need to buy any engrams, and you know I have bought loot boxes in the past for Overwatch. Not very common, but in generally I don't really purchase microtransactions for most games.
I don't do microtransactions on any games I play either.
Yeah,
not
I've never
at
bought
all.
one.
Not at
Just
all.
Flash.
Never will.
Yeah, and in Destiny I play enough where I'm like I don't need it, and I was able to buy ramen last week, so all I'm missing is salt, which of the exotics. But I guess
Is that the
here's
hardest one to get?
I guess so. I don't think they've sold that one either, unless it was when I couldn't afford it.
I think they put it like week 1 or something.
Isn't it seasoning?
Seasoning, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you
That's
get your
correct.
fucking facts straight?
Well, that's I have the expert here to correct me.
So aggressive. I like
So
it.
and that was another thing. People were saying, well, here's the the store problem is that they are putting cosmetics into the store, and they removed all of the special cosmetics that you can get from raids and other hard activities that we're used to getting, like ships, sparrows. And they're like, well, why did they do that? Because they wanted you to buy more bright engrams. Now, I still haven't really felt the want to do it, and the question is, would that really fix the end game? And we can save that for topic of the week, but so think about that for the next 10 minutes.
I think it would fix it if there were like hidden challenges to do to get those specific things to show off like you've done these like special challenges. I'm not talking about like challenge mode, I'm talking about like just hidden challenges.
Yeah, I think hidden challenges are
Like
good.
maybe do a raid in a certain amount of time or kill this many types of enemies during a strike or something like that.
Well, I know we all like the Black Spindle mission that was timed and was fairly difficult to do.
Loved it.
I think everyone agrees that doing more stuff like that would be a good idea.
Definitely.
One more news item. So, Bungie is releasing a free trial for Destiny 2. And basically, you can download the game. You can play all the story missions on EDZ and Titan. You can play Crucible. And you can go to the farm. You can also join a clan, earn clan XP, all that kind of thing. And it doesn't really say how long it lasts right now, but it started today. So you think a free trial is a good idea for players on the fence? I guess it's more
think
for
that's always a good idea.
Christmas
Honestly.
crowd.
Yeah, I
Free
actually
samples
agree.
work, man.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, especially
If people are
'cause-
on the fence and they're allowed to try it for a couple of days, I think that's always a good way to market your game to people who aren't sure if they want to buy it yet.
Yeah, and doing 2 planets of story, that's actually quite a bit of story.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm always for the free weekend.
yeah, bad publicity right now, so it definitely can't hurt. But some free content.
Yeah, it's probably proof that, you know, they know that the story isn't the whole game. But so depending on how long the trial lasts, the fact that you can play Crucible is pretty cool too, because I know a lot of people who play Crucible might join the game and make that aspect a little more crowded. Alright, let's move on to the topic of the week. So, you know, we touched on it a little bit, but we haven't had time in the other podcasts to really get into this one. I think we have a lot of time today. So, what's wrong with the endgame, and how do we fix it?
Ooh, I know.
One more statement. I'm never for complaining about something and not thinking about a solution, or at least not thinking about, you know, getting in Bungie's shoes and like, okay, I can understand why they did this, right? So, I think it's a good idea to say like, okay, yeah, let's figure out what's wrong, and then see if we come up with ideas to fix it, which I think is part of the problem with the internet community right now.
So, my idea what's wrong with it is when hard mode got released, they didn't increase the light level for accomplishing hard mode.
Another
You
impeccable smash and
you
grab.
gave zero incentive
done.
other than a different colored shader to do that. And when you do things like trials or Iron Banner used to be that way, where your light level means something, you just took the main aspect away from the game in the hardest, what's supposed to be the hardest part of the game, in at least PvE. So don't ever release a hard mode raid and not increase the light level.
Yeah, I think that ties into, in general, too, incentives, right? So, I think a lot of people have been saying, and I agree, is that it's not that there isn't enough content, it's that the incentives to play the content is not quite
There's no
there.
reason to do most things more than just once.
Right.
I got
Yeah.
everything I wanted from trials after 1 or 2 cards, honestly.
It says the people who play 3 raids a week. We pretty much do
Well, I
all the
play it
content
just
every week.
because,
Yeah, but
we have people to play it with.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
we just
wouldn't
have
pla-
fun. We just have fun, like dicking around.
Yeah, we just play with a kid.
We're not grinding for anything. We're just playing a game because we like to play together.
Right, we just played with a
Yeah.
kid last night who was all angry because nobody in his clan plays anymore.
The solution.
Well,
In your own
do
time.
really any of us have anything to play for, other than maybe 1 or 2 exotics?
2 exotics left.
don't even give you an advantage, so there's really no point in playing for one.
Right.
I still haven't gotten Midnight Coup, which I'm a little upset about.
Alright, we're running 3 raids right after this. Yeah. So, well, here's some other things that people have been complaining about that you guys might have some answers to. So, there's nothing to do after I hit 305. The rewards for doing hard activities are not good enough, or special enough, maybe. There's no differentiation between someone who completed a hard task and someone who did not. In Destiny 1, I used to keep playing to get the perfect roll on my weapon. And I think the economy in general. So token system rewards, maybe it's not as good to get tokens versus getting drops when you're actually in the middle of the raid. And we also have way too many tokens for the gunsmith, trials, I think I have over 4,000 gunsmith pieces.
I have like
Great
4,500
job.
now.
The more we clear out, the fewer there are to threaten the
Pretty
refugees.
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I have like
Legend-
400.
Legendary shards is ridiculous too.
So, I think one thing is that, hey, give us something to spend the currency on. You know, in Destiny 1, when they had new updates, you were able to use your Motes of Light and Strange Coins for other things besides, you know, Xur or whatever the hell Motes of Light were used for before that. So,
All about random rolls.
You've seen this before.
yeah, and then,
Your
you know, the
weapons.
theory about random rolls is like, well, if you didn't get the God roll, you were going to shard it anyway. So is it really that much different than it is today? Does that fix
I
anything?
don't necessarily think they should bring back random rolls. I just think they should add a lot more mods so you can customize your weapon more. You just have to grind for the mod that you want. I think
Yeah.
that would be better than just adding random rolls.
Put a challenge to unlock mods where if you kill like a certain amount of enemies, you unlock an extra slot or something like that. This way you can make your weapon like slightly different than
Yeah, that'd be cool.
right it, you know.
So that is a good idea. Make it time consuming and hard to get like a special mod. You know, like kinetic mods, right, are sort of annoying. You got to trade in other mods, and yeah, I've got so many blue mods, but really, what are they good for? Yeah, I think there's a lot they could do to the mod system to make that
They're
more
good for making purple mods.
Heck, make exotic mods, right?
That would be cool.
Just do something else with
That would be awesome. I still think they need to make an exotic where one of the perks is you get to equip the second exotic.
Keno, what about you? You have anything
And
that
you get a second.
It's panicking. Right on schedule.
that you want to fix?
I mean, it's more just like getting worthwhile rewards and stuff. Like, even vanilla Destiny or whatever, like, they didn't raise the level cap for hard mode, but it was like, you needed to do hard mode to get, like, Fatebringer and Hunger of Crota and that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
I don't think you necessarily have to raise the cap. You can make hard mode higher than the cap if you want, but you just need to give something that's worthwhile.
That brings me to my next idea. So, we all want to get cool weapons that make us feel powerful, right? But they didn't really want to do it because they wanted PvP to be even. Well, separate, you know, handle weapons differently in PvE versus PvP. They did that a little bit in Destiny 1, didn't they?
A little bit.
They did, but it was kind of poorly executed.
The whole crew's sacrifice.
Well, and it's like Overwatch handling weapons or characters different on
I
PC
expected
versus
nothing
console.
less from you.
You know, just, you know, give us a Fatebringer that blows up heads, but then that perk doesn't work in Crucible. I don't even think that perk is the problem, actually.
It's not useful in Crucible to blow up heads, so
Yeah, so, you know, but whatever that perk is, like, whatever it's too strong, then take that out of PvP.
I mean, I'd like to see like raid specific perks again, because like that's not going to affect PvP at all, but it makes your raiding.
Yeah, the raid perks were pretty cool. When they came out with Cocoon, that was awesome, right? That made the raid weapons a lot more useful in general.
Yeah.
And now, like, a lot of weapons have Cocoon.
Sins of the Past has Cocoon, basically.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing was awesome when it first came out.
What's
The
Cocoon?
way that
It's the one where
Stow it
when you
away.
stow it away, he reloads your map
Hmm.
after a while.
I think the way that they changed the weapon system in this game to rather than like a primary and a special to primary and or a kinetic and energy just makes you feel less powerful in PvE because you can't have like a sniper and a rocket launcher.
I mean, and that's the same reason
trust your
I
methods.
thought, like, people were talking about, oh, they should bring back Vaulted Glass and stuff. It's like, you know how much harder Vaulted Glass is going to be with 2 primary weapons and no special weapon?
It's like in the new boss section on hard mode. If you don't have power ammo, you can't do it. It's like impossible.
Yeah.
It's just the way they changed it. You just don't feel
Whoa,
as
whoa,
powerful.
wait. You can buy Salty this week.
Oh yeah, they put it up
The
there?
emote. Yep, 3,250. You can buy it.
See, I saw a salty post on Reddit earlier today. They're like, "What? You can't even buy an exotic this week? Blah blah blah." And I didn't. So maybe there was just a glitch.
Yeah, sorry
it's a
I
bug
cut
now.
you guys off. It was like breaking news.
Well, now I'm gonna have to.
Where do you guys go? Gale, Hadron.
I went.
I have no idea.
Winding Cove.
I went to the one on the bottom.
Winding Cove.
Okay, I'm at Firebase Hades and one's starting right now.
That's where I'm heading.
Mine's in the middle of it, so you're probably better off coming here.
Guess
Where are
who
you?
just bought salty?
Winding Cove. Man, I bought
I
ramen
missed
last
it.
week. I can't afford it. No,
bought
I'm in it
ramen
right
too.
now. When you're in the
know.
same instance, you stay in the same instance.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But I was there and I didn't see it.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything else that? What else grinds your gears?
That there is no actual competitive mode. Because I mostly play PvP, and it's really annoying that there's no actual competitiveness in this game. There's no matchmaking, there's really nothing that's like a difficult team-based
Trials
version.
is difficult.
That,
Do you
well, there's no matchmaking, so it's not competitive.
Do you think
There
trials
doesn't
would be
consider your
impossible
skill.
to go flawless if you were up against people of your skill level every time? Like Overwatch, right? How many times you could win 7 in a row in Overwatch when you're not doing placements? Pretty much never.
Yeah, not a lot.
I think
I say when
think
you're
it
doing
would be-
placements, yes.
But I'm not really talking about trials, I'm talking about an actual competitive mode. I don't consider trials competitive. Trials is kind of a joke, honestly, in the way it is
Like
in this game. It's
rank
just
mode?
it's just too random. Like I want an actual SR system. I want people to queue up in like a 4-man or 6-man or whatever, and then play on a map with people who are of actual skill level. If you choose your gun, you have to stick with that gun like in Charles, but it's like maybe you can switch your classes or whatever. Doesn't lock everything, maybe just your weapon.
I don't know. I don't like that they lock your
I
gun
think
in
that can
trials
actually test your
because
skill, because I don't think Charles is actually a good test of skill.
I don't know.
There's lots of people out there
You
that
either
destroy me
roll or
in
you get
trials.
rolled. That's not competitive.
I don't think they're gonna make an Overwatch type system. I don't know of many other games that do that unless they think they're gonna be esports.
They did it
Like,
in
even
Black
Call
Ops
of Duty
2.
doesn't.
Yeah,
They
they did
did
it in
it
Black
in
Ops
the
2
new one, though,
right
right?
before Overwatch. Yeah, they added it. It starts December 1st and it's the first competitive season.
Okay. Well, they could be working on it. I'm thinking that that's not
There are
their
multiple
priority.
other games that have had competitive modes similar or better than Overwatch's in the past. Bungie made the Halo competitive system, which is still considered one of the best competitive systems. And yet they couldn't put it in to Destiny after 4 years. It's kinda
Yeah, the
like
Halo
PvP
competitive
team
system-
just stopped trying.
That was pretty good. The level, went up to 50, and then basically the higher you were, the better you were. So, and then I actually had a 50 that would queue with me, and I was like 23 or something. So, it was still, they somehow made that competitive despite me being
I made the
such a
gulch,
big different skill.
guys.
Anything else to fix, or do you want to move on to Community Spotlight?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, so the Community Spotlight, we're not sponsored or anything, but we wanted to address cool things that are made by the community, YouTubers, apps, things like that. I think we all found this video maybe a few weeks ago. The YouTuber is called The Jez, TH3JEZ, and he does a series what he calls in a nutshell videos. So he did a hilarious, two hilarious videos on Destiny campaign in a nutshell. I recommend this to anybody. I'm going to put the video in the description. I watch a lot of his other videos too. He's pretty entertaining in general. I think he streams a lot. You guys have anything to add to that?
Okay. I think I was the first one to share it in the line chat because I thought it was just hilarious. I was like, hey guys, you should see this. Hadron saw it. He thought it was hilarious. He actually has watched more of this stuff than I have.
Yeah, I was like,
Hadron has gone just deep into all of his videos.
Man, I'm pretty sure is he Australian or from New Zealand or something? Yeah, I just love those Aussie YouTubers. See, I thought so too, but then I saw him when he went to he actually just put up a vlog today of when he went to Bungie to view the Curse of Osiris, and he said he had a 16-hour flight to LA, and the only way that happens if he's living in Australia
Somewhere far away, yeah.
or New Zealand, right?
New Zealand,
And
probably.
that he showed himself taking off, and it
Unless
looked
you believe
like a
in
lot
flat
of water.
Earth.
Anyway, yeah, so I'll put the link in the description. Check it out. I'm sure that you'll have a chuckle. Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.